Should one state have different rules for voting early? That's the debate going on right now in Ohio. Some counties plan to make early voting hours longer, while other counties plan to keep the same hours. The difference is that those that are staying open longer are predominantly in Republican counties, while those closing early are in Democratic counties. Nina Turner, a Democratic state senator from Ohio, joins me now. Thank you so much, Senator, for being here. This fight clearly far from over.
Yes, Deb, and it's tragic that in the 21st century, 2012, we have voter suppression going on. You know, Jim Crow has been resurrected, making repeat performances in the South, and has packed his bags and moved north, in Ohio in particular.
You know, it's interesting because the way this is set up, now this changed back in 2011, and the way it was set up was that the elections folks wanted to give, the state secretary wanted to give more power to the counties. So you've got 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans. Why is it that there's pushback when it comes to extending hours in those Democratic counties?
It's not by accident, Deb, that Democrats and Republican-leaning counties who serve on boards of elections get it. Democrats have been consistent in terms of us extending the franchise for the citizens of the state. But when we get to urban counties such as Cuyahoga County, Summit County, Franklin County, the Republicans on those boards have voted to suppress the vote, and the Secretary of State, John Husted, has sided with them in terms of suppressing the vote in the state of Ohio. It's not by accident that President Obama in 2008 won Cuyahoga County by about 70%. When we get to Butler County, which is Speaker Boehner's county, it is the reverse for John McCain. As you can see, the map that you see very, very clearly that in Republican-leaning counties, the vote has been extended, and in Democratic-leaning counties, the vote has been suppressed. Even Ray Charles could see what is going on here. Flat-out voter suppression in Democratic areas, and also areas that are predominantly African-American.
Now, we did reach out to the Ohio Secretary of State, and we are waiting to hear back from them. He has said that, in fact, that he may step in to make the change, to extend voting hours across the county. You see it as voter suppression, but what are the answers that are being given? Some might say, well, we're simply trying to save money.
Well, Deb, you know, there is a cost to run a clean and fair election, and then there is a cost to run an election that is a debacle that will return us to 2004, that will make a mockery out of democracy. So, yes, there is a cost, and we should err on the side of extending the vote. You know, a lot of people work. They work 2, 3 jobs. Having the voting hours from 8 to 5 does not help folks who work. We have to make sure that people have access to the ballot. This is the United States of America. This is the state of Ohio. We relish in folks having the ability to vote. And why should it be suppressed in the state of Ohio? Again, it is not by happenstance that this is happening. Nobody should have to beg to vote, but that is what is going on in Ohio. And Deb, furthermore, in Cuyahoga County in particular, about 56% of African Americans who live in this county voted early in person. 56%. What does that tell you? They might as well bring back literacy tests and the poll tax if they're going to keep this up in the state of Ohio.
All right. And Nina Turner, Democratic state senator. And I do want to mention, you mentioned the 2004 election, and a lot of Ohioans were left waiting in long lines, and they were unable to vote by the time those polls closed. We did reach out to the Secretary of State there in Ohio, but he did not get back to us. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Deb.